Welcome everybody to another round of MRBC. I am Just Call Me Ash, and today I have with me Odin Steed from D5. How are you, mate?
Oh, a little groggy, a bit short notice, but I'm excited to be here.
Oh, there we go. See, my secret plan here is to get you into the casters booth with me a bit more often, and that way we have another NA and AP caster. So today we have the Goons versus SROT, or Sky Rangers of Terror. The leaderboard positions for these guys did have up about 30 seconds ago, but I moved it by accident. So let me just let me go back to that. Goons are up the top of the board with 6,400 rep points and 17 drops won, 3 drops lost, 4 matches played. And SROT are sitting at 3,575, so 3,500 rep points, 7 drops won, 8 drops lost, and 144 mechs destroyed for Goons with 88 destroyed for SROT. The Goons have been a bit of a revelation this season. Kind of interesting. Out of nowhere, they've Beef's meme unit has kind of just randomly appeared and gone crazy. So, do they end up in DivB next season? What do you think?
Look, if they win it, they've got to go up. That's how it works.
Yep.
It's going to be a rough DivB, I reckon, for them if they go up, but it depends who's still there, I guess.
Well, who's coming down? That's who's coming down out of DivB. It's that'll have to we'll have to wait and see where the matches fall for those over the next week or so, because there's still a few matches, quite a few matches to be played yet. So we'll wait and see.
I'm not even certain you will see anyone come down, just because with teams bleeding off, you know, like this season. Unfortunately, you know, you just need people to get up in there rather than, you know, everyone's already left.
Yep.
Nobody to go down.
Yeah, yeah. There's a little bit of lack of teams floating around in a couple of divisions at the moment, and scalable teams too. This is the other issue. We know you can kind of see where some teams are meant to be, and where some teams are kind of meant to be not. You know, the admins definitely did have a pretty tough damn job this time around to sort of seed a few people. And there was a little bit of argument and drama and a little bit of bullshit, as there always is for a competitive league on a video game. But yeah, you know, you get that.
I'm just disappointed there was no trial of position this time round.
No trial of position. Ooh, oh yeah.
I don't know if you were around for that one, but a couple of seasons ago, 42 challenged SIG for their DivB spot in a trial of position.
Oh really?
And that's why they ended up there. Yep.
Oh right. Okay. Well, maybe SIG needed one of them for a lower division or a middle division, or maybe the Goons needed to do that to maybe move into DivB. Who knows? It is definitely all over the place at the moment. It's going to be an interesting game, I think. SROT like to brawl, and as do Goons actually. They're not afraid to brawl, but I think SROT have brawled 15 out of 15 drops or something. If I was looking at the thing the other day with all their drop wins and all that sort of stuff. So we'll work it out. I'll see what happens. I'm excited. Shall we flick over to a bit? Oh, I haven't given you the map strat thing yet, have I? Although I'm going to be using the same. Nope. We'll use the same one as the other night, but we'll get to that in a sec. I'll just send you a little message there on the TeamSpeak. Where is the damn window? So we'll use that. Now, moving into this week, where are we and what maps are we on? It is week 3. This is a rescheduled match for Goons, actually, and SROT later in the season, which does tend to happen if you're not available, stuff like that. We do sort of move the maps around and games and all that sort of thing. So this week, we're actually back on to Viridian Bog as the first drop. This first drop being Domination and 4 and 4 mech-wise, so 4 lights and 4 mediums. Max of any 1 chassis and 1 duplicate. It's meant to say no lock-on weapons. Now, this is starting to really give me the shits, because I fix this every time on my little document and it deletes it. So no lock-on weapons, that means no streaks, no ATMs, and the bonus here is destroy 5 enemy mechs. Whew, wow, there we go, we got that out the way. I'm going to flick over to the map strat. What do we normally sort of see on this kind of drop, mate? Apart from an all-in brawl.
Look, the key defining feature on Viridian Bog Dom is the 2 tits on either side. Everyone knows that. It's what, you know, dominates line of sight, gives a element of vertical play to it. So what we'll probably see is Overwatch mechs on either of these two high grounds, with a brawl somewhere in the middle. Not particularly fascinating. It's a drop one. People slam into each other. Maybe they'll innovate. Maybe we'll learn something new on this map. But
ooh, innovate, eh?
hey, it's always a possibility, especially when you start getting higher up on the divs. So
yeah, you can see some sneaky little strats and all that sort of stuff. Does one team run up? What's SROT's team 2 this week and Goons team 1? Does SROT sort of just charge around? Let me just draw that on the map. Sort of come around up the ramps and sort of go around the back and sort of crash into them. Perhaps maybe sending a decoy mech out here and trying something a little bit different. Speaking of some innovation, there we go. That could be something. Could be. Maybe not. Now, the guys are just getting into the lobby, finally. See what happens. So, yeah, we've got some of the regular names for the Goons and SROT. So this seems like a fairly standard team. Looking at what we're about to get up here tonight, which is tonight. I say tonight, it's bloody 11 AM in the morning for me. It kind of throws me off all the time. This NA casting, everyone starts early, so I've got to go up out of bed and get my day going, do an hour or two at work, and then sit down and do this, and then bugger off back to work. What are you doing today? In the middle of today?
Absolutely nothing, and it is glorious.
Oh, I wish I was doing nothing today. Go work, get stamped for the next 8 hours after this. Oh shit! Right, so the Goons have locked in. This is good. This means we're starting at the 10-minute marker after 11 AM, which is not too bad. The teams do have 15 minutes to piss fart around in the middle if they feel like it. Although it kind of gets annoying from a caster and viewer perspective. They don't want to hear us talk shit all night, all day, all morning, depending on how you look at it. The Goons, though, are at 320 tons. Now, this is interesting because SROT are at 345 tons. So going to be a little bit slower, I suspect, on the SROT side, a little bit heavier, and maybe the Goons a little bit quicker, maybe a little bit more clan mechs, maybe some more bushwhackers or something, perhaps. No piranhas yet, though, because they're illegal yet. If you saw some slight under tonnage, you wouldn't be too surprised if it was like a piranha or something in there, but not yet. Alrighty, just doing the lobby thing at the moment, waiting for the game to load in. And you know what? No one's complaining about how loud you are, so I think I finally fixed the sound problem that everyone's been pissing and moaning at me for about 3 weeks to fix. I think I fixed it. So that's good.
It's alright, if I speak more, they'll definitely be complaining I'm too loud.
We should do an AP cast when everyone's drunk. Everyone will be whinging then. Alright, what do we have on the Goon Squad side, mate? Because I'll run down to the SROT side.
We have a Shadowhawk D2, a Mislinks G, a Nova S, Stormcrow, Hunchback, Javelin, another Mislinks, so we've got Duke Mislinkses, and an Arctic Cheetah.
God, we have a fire starter for SROT. Hunchback 2C Firestarter, Wolfhound, Bushwhacker P1, Irby, Hunchback 2C again, and Shadowhawk 2P with I think it was SRM, and Grey Fox in a Panther. Interesting choice of Panther there. So yeah, these are the Hunchback 2Cs are brawlers, so LBX 40s, super close range action. Shadowhawk, oh yeah, Shadowhawk, LBX, 2 SRM, 1 SRM4, interesting build. And 5 SRM6 with Artemis. Ooh, for that Bushwhacker. Ooh. Okay.
Was that Shadowhawk build on the 2H? Usually you see that on the 2D2. Kind of an interesting choice.
Yes. I was seeing that being discussed last night, actually. I was wondering the same thing, to be terribly honest. Now, a little bit of laser hokery-pokery going on here. Oh, Grey Fox are already at 89%. So the Goons are kind of set up quite interestingly here. So they've got the Hunchback 2Cs over on the left, or the right, depending on how you look at it, but left of where we are. And they've got the medium pulse, whereas all their other machine gun lights and everything are kind of just sitting here over on the other hill. Interesting strategy. Well, I see what they're doing here, but that medium pulse is almost not quite at max range, but it's definitely outside of optimal for Nishiki's and Margin over the back there with the Stormcrow and that Hunchback 2CA.
But they're not taking any return fire, so even like this outer range scratch is enough to chip these guys down and put pressure on them to push around.
Well, look at cards.
What I'm kind of curious about is I'm not seeing any strikes go out for SROT. Obviously, Goons are putting a lot down, but this seems pretty one-sided damage-wise, and I don't see it changing unless SROT pushes.
Here they go. It looks like they've heard you and they're taking your energy because they're up. They're up. They've realised they've lost 15% on 2 or 3 mechs and they've got to do something about it. So, well, Piper in the Firestarter falls off the edge. Frag kills Cypher in that Wolfhound straight away. We've got Grey Fox and the Panther taking an absolute beat down here. SROT are coming in one by one. Kind of getting swamped a little bit here. Frag's down to 46%. Frag goes down. Well, we've got Metacanic and the Shadowhawk falls off the edge. Cards at 60 or 50%. Oh, Carlson, is it Carlson? I think it is. He drops off the edge. There are mechs coming left, right, and center. So Metafox has jumped off the edge now as well. Holy shit, this is crazy. Everyone's jumping, ducking, weaving. So they've chased down. 4 of them have dropped down onto Metacanic here, who is he's dead. As a result of that, he's definitely going to pay the price for that one. Grey Fox is not being targeted, even though he's super weak. They're all on Carlson instead, so the Goons are kind of coming back in, regrouped in. Sort of Weemasher is finally getting into the fight here. No idea where he's been for the last 3 or 4 minutes, running around the map at 83% in a Javelin. Beefy Raven
It's taking a long time for anyone to drop on this, isn't it?
I know, right? It is an absolute shit fight, mate. Like, normally mechs are dead by now. Oh, here we go, here we go. Here they start falling really quickly. All of a sudden, wow, okay, so the Goons have just come in with 4 quick kills, 3 quick kills. I can't even follow what's going on. Nitschke's is finally coming into the fight, getting some armor in there. Piper goes down, and the last guy left is Metafox in the Irby. Whew, wow, okay, interesting. Margin.
That stall out where everyone was dropping out at the end was really interesting. I am kind of shocked. Like,
yeah,
even with the kind of team, there was like a good, what, minute, 2 minutes where just nothing died, and the percentages were not going down fast.
That felt like a good 60 seconds.
Damage numbers are like.
That felt like a solid 60 seconds, man.
Oof, that Wolfhound, man, 11 damage. That is rough. Leading a push in a light is always kind of a, you know, risky proposal, but even then, 11 damage is not an alpha. That is...
Yeah, that is looking that is running.
Embarrassing.
That is looking left and right and then going, I'm dead. But I suppose that's what happens when you push around into, what was it, 6 mechs standing there just waiting for you to come around. I'm certain one of those guys had the old seismic sensor. And I'd be like, oh, there's one of them
down there.
One of them's coming around. He just got instantly deleted. Wow, okay.
The Stormcrow that was with Med Pulse and the other thing did most damage, so he got a real good farm in with the Overwatch, but otherwise, just drop 1.
Yep, it is drop 1. It's definitely what drop 1, well, what drop 1 is sometimes, isn't it really? So I'll just flick over to the map strat if you just want to quickly sort of run over roughly what happened. A little bit different to what we expected, actually.
So we saw SROT come over here and stall out on the bottom of these stairs. Meanwhile, we had Goons move up on both of these 2 tits with 2 Overwatch mechs in E5 and the bulk of their forces sitting in D5 and just holding. There was some poke with a Nova, but this was basically where things sat until SROT finally pushed around and mechs started dropping off and turning into just kind of a cluster. Probably shouldn't say that on stream.
Yeah.
Below head.
That's a pretty reasonably accurate statement of what happened. There was 2 or 3 mechs that almost looked like they were trying to run back around, but they kind of got pushed and then fell off by other mechs sort of walking through them, not of their own accord. So I'm not entirely sure the fight they wanted to end up down there, but it's kind of what happened. So, well, onto Mining Collective. I'll just flick the map straight over to mining if you want, because these guys are nearly ready. What I'll do quickly is just go back to the pre-drop screen, because this drop is oh, hang on, no, it's drop 2. This one is mech-wise. What do we have? Mining Collective. It's 2-4-2, so 2 lights, 4 mediums, and 2 heavies. Mix of anyone chassis. 1 duplicate allowed, and the bonus again here is to destroy 5 mechs, something SROT did not achieve in the last drop. Right, now what are we going to see for this one? Because this one, lots of stuff can actually happen here, and SROT like to brawl. So assuming that Team 2 is going to brawl.
It's unfortunate that Team 2 is brawl, because that is by far the better side of these two for a control strat, as it has more Overwatch over Theta. If they're really going to push this, then we're probably going to see a brawl on either of the 2 ramps, either like Echo 4 or D4, or even maybe up here. Truthfully, I'm not familiar with Goons at all, so maybe you can tell me what they're likely to do. But from Team 1's side, you don't really have as many caps you can control with a proper range strat, so it's kind of hard to call at that point. If they don't want to be push and they aren't just going to set up to receive, then it could be pretty much anything. But features to note are the high grounds over by Echo 4, Echo 3, and the cakes up by D3, D4.
I think we'll see some Overwatch, Overwatch of some description from the Goons, either like you said, either in the D3 cakes or along that sort of E4, E3 sort of ledge. You get a night gear and summoners and stuff up there really, really easily with some really, really good Overwatch. So SROT, yeah, I think they're going to brawl. They have brawled non-stop this season. If they don't brawl, it'll be as much of a surprise to anyone, I think, to be honest. So yeah, I reckon the D4. I reckon the D4 is a good call. What would be handy though is if they can get some sort of mechs to jump up here and try and get in on the other side of Theta, sort of on that side of wall, because you can actually sort of sit against that wall there against Theta and not get hit from that guy in Echo 4 very easily from memory. If you do just that sort of blind push up through D4 and say the Goons sort of set up essentially to receive around here, then SROT are probably going to have a pretty bad time if that's what happens. If they don't, then, well, yeah, it could definitely go SROT's way. It's going to be interesting what mechs they bring, I think. You know, like the Jump Jet Summoners with SRM's a very mobile map. Sorry, very mobile on this map in terms of brawl. I think you need more mobile brawlers than sort of static ones. You know, like you bring a sort of a bushwhacker brawler, it's going to struggle to get around the map really, really quickly and easily. So, but we'll find out.
We're about to find out.
That's it. We are indeed about to find out. Drop number 2 is up and running. These guys are not mucking around tonight. Look at that. 1 drop and turnaround in less than 10 minutes. Well done. You guys from DivB need to learn the strategy of these DivB teams. Makes it nice and quick and easy. No, I'm
not familiar with this at all.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not. Fucking hell.
This is quick moving. What is this business? All right. I'm going to go find the SROTs. Where are they? Oh, I'm dropping where I am. Oh, that makes it easy. What do we have for Goons?
We have a Hunchback 2CA, Shadowhawk 2, Wolfhound, Mislinks, Bushwhacker, Night Gears, Dupe Night Gears, and an Assassin. Pretty standard, mainly brawly with some Overwatch.
Gee whiz. So we've got a Timberwolf S, which is a Brawl Timberwolf, would you believe, in 2018. Hunchback 2CB from Grey Fox, Firestarter again, Griffin 3M, Orion 2CA, Javelin, Hunchback 2C, and an Assassin 21. So, yeah, it's going to be another brawl. This is going to be another brawl.
So, one of those Night Gears is 5 normal AC2s and an Ultra 2. And the other is Gauss 2-hour large. The Gauss 2-hour large is pretty normal, but the whole AC2 spam is weird, to say the least.
Well, you can keep them pinned. I guess that's...
I mean, like, Ultra 2, sure, but, like, normal AC2s, they're slightly more heat efficient, but...
Well, here we go. The guys are just sort of setting up here. Yeah, that Overwatch up there in the top cakes is definitely not... I don't think it's going to go into SROT's favour, because what they're lacking here is a few mechs with some jump jets. Not terrible. You know, Javelin and stuff have got them, but that Orion is not going to be able to do much. And that Timber's going to struggle to get up there too. So the brawl's coming in. BP Raven Oh, Nitschke's is getting... You know what? Nitschke's has been caught out here. He's been absolutely caught out with his pants down. He's at 60%. He should be dead. That said, he takes cards down before he dies. So that's really, really well done there. Cypher over here in the Orion 2C is kind of fighting with the Bushwhacker. I think he takes Sean Solo down, actually, in that mislinks, which is excellent work. But it's pretty much cost him his mech. So... not sure if that was a good trade, medium versus a heavy. These night gears up high now are kind of restricting SROT from really doing a lot of work. Sevronis is just about wrecked. Well, he's not wrecked, he's dead. William Asher gets him down. Tayru gets Leeds out, I think. These night gears are still fresh. Piper gets Metacanic down. Grey Fox is the only one left, realistically. That Firestarter's not going to do a hell of a lot at this point. Grey Fox is down. That Assassin 23 giving him some missile love. And, well, there's some pretty big percentages sitting there for Goons. Very big. Oh! And leg on the Firestarter. One big SRM from... I think it was BP Raven that got him with a SRM volley, and he was down. You can see the dead bodies here on the map, all the mechs and stuff. Just looking at them, it's that's all in the space of about 80 meters, I think, or less. Lots of dead carcasses.
That was a rough push for SROT.
Yep. They had the idea, setting those guys up through Theta, one of those guys to get in the back of Nitschke's was a good idea. It just... I don't know why Nitschke's didn't die sooner. I'm kind of a bit surprised by that, actually. I thought he was going to go down really, really bloody quickly. Alright. Damage. Where are we at while I fill in the board?
SROT again with double digits with cards 79 pulling 26 damage. Most of their team not breaking 200.
That said, they... oh no, they haven't managed to get 5 down. They've only managed to get 4 down. Ooh, and they miss out on the bonus. Close.
It's rough for a push that went on that long. Those are low damage numbers. Like, even the mechs that went down really quickly, you've got things that aren't even doing in alpha. They really need to change up what's going on, because this isn't the SROT I remember even a couple of seasons back.
Yeah, 26 damage, that hurts. And look at the Overwatch mechs there, the Nike. Tayru only doing 293. It's kind of a bit weird with Jor Gauss and ER Large. Essentially being unopposed up there. Maybe it was just sort of a positioning thing. I mean, they did get Nitschke's down in the end with 47 damage. Or was that 90 damage or something? So he definitely should have gone down sooner, though, I think. Just flicking over to map strat. This should be a fairly quick and easy one to run through. What happened, mate, on this one for our lovely viewers at home?
Fairly simple. We have the Night Geo Overwatch and a receive that came around D4, and an SROT push that came up to the D4 side of D5, stalled out for a bit, pressured by some of that Overwatch damage. You know, numbers starting to dip in the 80%, and then they decide to push through. There were mechs that came in behind and got a hit on the Hunchback, but didn't manage to finish it off. As the push came through, they stalled up here, and none of them had jump jets, so none of them could contest the Night Gears.
Yeah, lacking the jump jets then, I think the Griffin might have had jump jets, but again, I think if you're only carrying one jump jet, it is just not quite enough to be mobile enough to sort of get up there. You kind of need 2 or 3, I think, from memory.
You can do it, but it's something you need to practice, and I don't think they were quite ready to deal with the Cakes Overwatch.
Yeah, like I said, those Night Gears were, I think, at 80%, or that was still green, you know, so they hadn't taken any major critical damage. I think Nitschke's, we're just sort of drawing him on the map in green, in his Hunchback, where he's sort of sitting up there. He should have gone down a lot quicker, but I think what actually sort of happened is there's a little bit of, because of the Night Gear Overwatch sort of pelting in and sort of to cover Nitschke's, kind of stopped those lights, kind of scared them off, I think. That would have been a commanding kill for them to get out early, but I think it was the Javelin or one of the lighter mechs. that was up there in the back of that guy was just sort of taking a little bit too much damage. Well, not too much damage. I think he was just sort of getting shot at, and yeah, just watching sort of the replay now. Oh, you know what? They were in the back of Nitschke's, but then some of the other guys were in the back of the SROT guys. So it was kind of one behind another, and everyone was shooting everyone's back. So everyone sort of bailed at once, and that was the reason for that one. Right, drop number 3. What do we have for drop number 3?
This is HPG Manifold.
We are on HPG. It is the Commander... Oh, it's Conquest, of course. Drop 3, 4, and 5 are all Conquests. Same with drop 2. And drop 1 is Domination. So we are on Commander Assassination, which means we have no lights. We have 3 mediums, 4 heavies, and 1 assault. That 1 assault being 100-ton Commander. Now, you are restricted in the mech that you can bring. So it's an Atlas, Direwolf, or King Crab. And the bonus here is to destroy the commander, and your commander survives. So, interesting. This we haven't seen many Atlas yet this season, but all of a sudden, this map is probably one of the only ones where the old Atlas could be viable. Could be.
The issue with the Atlas, as always, is it can be really hard counted on this
Yep.
map. I don't know if we'll see it, but definitely the last time we were playing is wall strats were really popular. Is any push that comes through, only a handful of mechs can actually make the jump up, so it's kind of free reign for them. And Atlas is not going to be able to return any of that fire. And it's really slow too. This is still a pretty fast drop, despite the commander mech. You've got 3 mediums, 4 heavies, so... And Atlas is going to struggle to get range if they don't want to brawl. Now, from what we've seen from these teams, yeah, they'll probably end up in a brawl, but it's still a gamble.
It's going to be interesting. Actually, speaking of which, we'll flick over to the map strat quick, because these guys are nearly ready to go already. So, Team 2 does have the slightly rougher spawn, especially for brawl. If they sort of come sort of out and try and barrel down this gate, it can end up quite badly if the goons sort of set up here. And along here, again, using that sort of wall strat and that sort of D5 ramp, I guess. What do you think we're going to see?
I do not have a clue. From
how would you play it if you were going to brawl from SROT's perspective? How would you try and get that brawl into position?
Ooh. God, I wouldn't even be trying to brawl, not straight out with this, not with the hard counter on the table. I think the best they can do is take Bravo and Alpha spawn and push through the middle where they're going to take less fire, and maybe try stabbing Theta, and just timing when they come out, hoping to use maybe pseudo lights to grab caps so they don't have to move first. But even then, that's a pretty risky proposition.
Yeah, it can definitely be a little on the risky side. I mean, what you could do, you could almost nab Theta early, Kappa and Sigma, say like send a commando into the Theta or something like that, and try and maintain control of it. That could actually be a good way to essentially draw goons into your brawl, and maybe have, say, a pseudo light pack. So 3. Oh, sorry, no, there's no commando this map. So you got to run really fast heavies. Fast medium. So something like maybe a nice ferret or something. Get under there and take that early, and have 3 mechs almost under there. And sort of wait for one of the goon guys to sort of come in through one of these gates and control the map with the caps. I think is probably the good way to do it. As you sort of said, to pull those guys in and make them play on your ground rather than where they're going to be, which I suspect is probably going to be up high. D5, D6 ramps. I just hope goons don't come out that Fox 5 gate. I really hope they don't do that. That will hurt them.
I'm kind of curious if both teams even consider the possibility of a wall strat or any kind of range strat happening on this. So we're going to just see them face off in the open because they're not kind of metering and shielding themselves from the possible hard counter, maybe. But
possible.
Here's a lower division. We don't see them pretty often outside of the higher divisions. So
yeah, I'm not entirely sure what. I am actually not sure how this is going to be played. Or Goons could do the same thing. I mean, they could dive someone in early to Theta and really screw up SROT's day in some ways when you think about it. By then controlling the map and drawing them into a nice, big, angry sort of firing line, and that would probably not go that well, I reckon. But we are about to find out. These guys are not mucking around tonight. Holy shit! We're up to the third match in 30 minutes. This is some record-breaking stuff here today, this morning, this afternoon, whatever. This is great. I kind of like it, this, because I'll be able to get back to work and actually have a meaningful day. So yeah. All right, now where are we? Just loading in. Oh, there we go. Just waiting for the dropships to arrive, and we will be underway. Oh, we've got a crash.
I figured there was a disconnect. It's taking too long.
Yeah, it's taking a little while. So we have a little bit of a disconnect. We will just wait for that, which can unfortunately happen. Although, you know what? Out of all the matches I've casted so far, we've been pretty damn good with this. I think I've only had 1 or 2 issues, which is almost like a new record for, for matches that I've cast with disconnects and everything. We just haven't had that many this season. It's pretty good. So they haven't actually dropped the mechs, though. It has re-disconnected.
Did we talk about the mechs with the disconnect, or no?
Well, if they reconnect... Well, I actually don't know why they haven't actually still loaded and dropped in. Oh, they would have hit the lobby, and then they're going to hit anyway. I mean, yeah, we can go through the mechs. I'm not sure if... I'm not sure if they've had a reconnect or not. I suppose we'll find out in a minute if, if everyone starts moving. Just give me a sec. Got the Atlas.
Oh, you got your Atlas?
I got it. Right, okay, so I think... Yeah, run through the goons. I think we're going to be. I think we're still going to be on here, so we can run through the mechs and stuff anyway. I mean, if they want to redrop and change them later, well, you know, that's their choice. There's nothing to stop us.
A triplicate mech. They have stuffed up their deck, and that's why they're asking for a redrop. They have 3 Night Gears.
Yep. Okay. Right. So this is definitely going to turn into a redrop right here. Yeah. 3 Night Gears. Well done. Fruitcakes. Well, there we go. This was a nice quick drop, and now it's not.
At least SROT were good sports. Like, I don't think they technically have to.
I don't think you. Oh, look, you know what? I am not the guy to be asking about the rules. So I constantly keep getting shit wrong, and then everyone yells at me in chat for getting it wrong. So I'm just not going to say anything this time.
I'm pretty certain they don't, because I remember someone saying that after Krenox decided to bring an LRM summoner to our brawl drop, and 228 redrop for us. Kindly.
LRM summoner. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I never let him down for that.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you've got LRMs on a summoner is it's like 2 strikes at once in many ways. Let's just hope one of these guys pays attention and goes and hopefully takes... Oh no, they've got Gamma, so that's okay. The game will end, the next one get locked up and stuff, so that'll be good. Hey, now
what I will say is it looks slightly more rangy, more like a mid-range. You know, they've got Daka and Laser Vomit, so probably not a wall strat just because they couldn't make the distances, but...
Yeah, it's sort of looking a little bit sort of all over the place build-wise. Whether they run that again through this next drop or not, I mean, I don't know. They don't have to. They can actually change out mechs. Some people have done that before, where they've had a backup strat for redrops and stuff like that, so... it's definitely not out of the question. And we've just got to wait. Hopefully cards just runs out of bounds here. Oh yeah, William Ash is just cooking his goose at the moment. He's just blown a leg off. And there he goes. And cards is out.
But Goon capped. That's what... Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Alright. Well, that's good then. These guys can redrop and sort their shit out. So I'll just rerun over the drop. This is the Commander Assassination drop. So there's no lights, 3 mediums, 4 heavies, and 1 assault mech. The assault mech being a commander mech, has to be 100 tons, Atlas, Direwolf, or King Crab. So the bonus here as well is to destroy commander and your commander survives. So rep points are very, very crucial. That is essentially what MRBC hinges upon for its season. The leaderboards actually calculate on rep, and then if it goes down to it, are decided on drops 1, drops lost, mechs destroyed, and things like that. So the critical part here is to get the rep, and if you can, either one will keep your commander alive to deny the enemy the rep points, and even in other drops as well. Some of the other casts that I've done with G0ON and stuff like that, you know, that those guys are very, very actively paying attention to keeping their commander mech alive, and on other drops as well. You know, if one of their mechs is weak on drop 1 and they can get it away and not give that 5th mech kill up, they do it, you know, because that's what you need to be doing. Rep points at the end of the season can definitely make all the difference. Oh yeah. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning. I'm not quite awake yet. Oh, I am, but I'm not. Well,
Me neither, bud.
these guys are just getting back into the lobby. Goons are already relocked in, so hopefully this is not going to take too long by the look of it. SROT are getting back into the lobby fairly quickly too, which is good, I'll just quickly run over some other upcoming casts for all you guys out there while we wait for these guys to sort their business out. Mr. So at BST time on the 16th of May at 8 PM, Daidachi, so that'll be a EU cast, is doing German Clan Goes Bear versus 12DG. I think that will actually be a very, very good game. On the 16th, which I believe is tomorrow at the same time, RJ is casting SROT versus Davian Strike Force. That'll be a pretty good game as well, actually. Yeah, so that's on tomorrow, so make sure you tune in for that one. I'd imagine that'll be a decent one. Now, that could, based on what happens today, that could be very much one of the deciding matches for 3rd and 4th, and where they finish on that ladder. So those two teams, because obviously you will still get MC for 3rd and 4th, you want to be putting in your best effort. So that's going to be a pretty solid game. And then the day after that, Sentinels versus Dudes Club by Den Airwalker. I'm assuming Daidachi probably co-casting him with that too. So got a few casts coming up in the next few days. And then after that, there's another 4 or 5 casts. I haven't booked anything else in. I've got everything from Blackwatch, Isengrim, to Op 4 versus Smoke Adders, Swamp Foxes versus Smoke Adders, and their 462 worded unit. So yeah, there's a lot of games coming up in the next 4 days, almost 1 per day or 2 casts per day for like the next 6 days. So make sure you're checking that out. Right, these guys are just about ready. How have your guys gone this season?
Oh, I don't know too particular, but I know it's a close rep race between them and 228, so I think there's like 1 or 2 more drops for every team to do, and that'll decide the division.
Ooh, yeah, right, okay. Look like there will be a couple more casts for me to do next week, which will be good. Yeah,
unfortunately, the big match from that one didn't get casted, so I can't tell you how that went.
Yeah, I wasn't free for this one. I was stuck at work, but that's what tends to happen when people play Thursday night US. Friday lunchtime work for me is almost a very risky no-go zone. Cannot take that off, unfortunately. Now these guys, where are we at? game re-verification underway. Oh dear. Well, that sucks when you have to do that on a hard drive and not an SSD. That is going to take an extra minute or two, so bear with us. Unfortunately, I don't have any giveaways to give away today. I was hoping to have some, but yeah, I don't have any codes free, so I won't run any giveaways today because I just don't know when the hell I'm actually going to be getting them. So sorry about that, everyone out there. I like to sort of have a few giveaways to chuck out and dish out to people and share the love. Why weren't you playing this season?
Oh, I haven't been playing Mech Warrior basically at all. So, after WC, I decided I was done. Mainly just been hanging around to yell at people.
Bit of a break, or maybe a return.
Probably not a return. This is it for me.
Yeah, that's it. Just a bit of casual casting.
This is probably the first season in like 4 or 5 years that I haven't played, so like I've played more than enough comp.
yeah, no, I can understand that. Everyone's bagging me out. I said, I'm trying to, in the MRBC Shoutcasters Discord, I said, we need more AU casters. Said, no one ever. No, bullshit, RJ. We need more Aussie casters because we're bloody good at it, right? So, listen, don't you go giving us shit. We'll come and give you shit. That's how it works. Swings and roundabouts. Right, they're underway. Thank God for that. Now, I reckon they're not going to change their mechs personally. I think they're still going to go with their set plans. So we'll wait and see.
Nah, yeah, I agree. SROT seemed kind of too honourable for it, if that makes sense. You know, they're good sports about that. I don't think they're going to meta it. And G0ON, I think, trust their deck.
Yeah, G0ON has done a lot of science, a lot of practicing. So yeah, fairly certain they won't have come in with 16 plans. I think one plan is probably enough enough for them to try and muster up and deal with it this time. Yeah, drop ships.
So G0ON looks roughly the same to me. There's a Jaeger mech in place of one of those Nights, but otherwise.
And yeah, we're looking pretty much the same over this. Yeah, no, it's the same too. So Warhammer 6R and Summoner, I think they're Gauss Peeps actually. What do we have for G0ONs?
So we have an Assassin, a Jaeger mech, a King Crab, a Hunchback 2C, an Arctic Wolf, 2 Nights, and a Hellbringer.
Oh, no, it is not a Gauss Warhammer. It is a 2 LBX 24 small lasers, and the Atlas has an Ultra 20 MRM 60.
So we have one Night getting on the wall for this side, and the rest of them going low. Sorry, it's early.
Yeah, so I'm just watching Leets and Grey Fox. They're both ER PPCs from SROT. Sort of just waiting for them to connect with that Not Gear, but hasn't quite happened yet. Orion 2CAs are just going to be full brawly, I'd imagine. Yeah, standard issue tactics over there. Now, Metacanic and Gear D, 84%. I get what they're doing here, but is it working? They're not. Okay, so Grey Fox is 80%. So yeah, there's some effective trading going on here, and kind of, I guess it's a bit as expected. These guys are kind of setting up on the wall here, aren't they?
So SROT have gotten down for the wall. They've decided that trading is not working for them.
Yep.
Truthfully, I think it's a good idea. That position is pretty rough, especially when you have multiple mechs trading against you and your whole team sitting down there.
Yeah, as expected. They're kind of using that RAM. A lot of mid-range. Those SROT guys are not able to, with 2 ER PPCs, not able to trade. Oh no, Cypher's coming in for the brawl, and he's just run across a firing line of 4 mechs. Oh, Jesus. That hurts. Next one is the Atlas. Focus on the Atlas.
SROT is just too slow for this.
Yeah.
Like, they're not getting in the range. That's multiple double digits already.
Yeah,
this is well and truly over.
Yep, Nemesis creams as well. The focus fire going on is crazy. Stephen Grindal in the Assassins kind of up here doing, well, hang on, what? Wow, the night gear from Teiru just shredded that assassin that was standing still up, trying to get some back shots on Nitschke's and all the other guys up there. We've got Leets in the PPCs still left. Grey Fox is still, well, he was still there, but well, he doesn't have anything left now. And Lights Out. Oh wow, okay. That said, the King Crab went down. So there's no bonus points here for Goons because their commander didn't survive. It was like the only mech that did die. That's interesting. Can't say I expected that one.
Truthfully, I think they already know they're up on rape, so I don't really care. But true, man, that was a rough drop for Sky Rangers.
Yeah.
Those Orions and the Atlas, they're just all too slow to close such a large distance in the open.
Yep, that almost would have been better, you know, baiting with one mech on the side and then going the other mechs underneath and try and come up underneath the ramps or something like that. At least not close with 500 or 600 meters. Try and close with the, you know, 300 or thereabout. But oh, gee whiz.
We have 12 damage for Cypher, that first Orion to go down. 81 damage for the Atlas, the second mech to go down. 48 damage for the Hunchback. That is...
Yeah, it's a rough one. That's, yep. That's, yeah.
That assassin apparently farming the King Crab, though, with 402 damage.
I think that might have been a strike. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I did see I think it was an arty strike go off around the middle of all of that clump of, like the Nike and stuff, and the Hellbringer and stuff. They're all sort of sitting up there, so I'm not sure if that was all pure damage or there was a little bit of strike additive in the middle.
That would make sense.
I think there was a little bit of a strike in there somewhere. Right. I'll flick over to the map strap, but I think this is going to be a fairly easy one for you to do, mate.
So we have Goons who sat up on the bridge and one on the wall mech being a Nightier. SROT having two mechs, a Huntsman and a Summoner with PPCs, originally get up the wall on trade, while the Atlas, and I think it was an Orion, moved into the, maybe it was the Hunchback, moved into the center, as well as the rest of the brawl moving in this way, with an assassin that went round. Though those wall mechs had to jump off, and then eventually they just pushed into this firing line, with an Orion going wide under and dying really quickly, and the rest going close. None of them really got into the range, and it was brutal. Yeah,
that sort of D5, D6 ramp, as we kind of thought would happen, that's where the Goons set up, and that is, well, it's kind of where the Goons didn't move from, to be honest. It kind of didn't need to. When your dinner sort of comes to you, you're not really going to put, not really going to need to move to chase it too much. So, yeah, ouch. That was, oh, that was a rough one. Definitely, that was a rough one for SROT there. I'm pretty certain Cypher went around the wrong way. I'd be surprised if he was sort of meant to go around wide there. I mean, maybe he was to be sort of a target to let the other guys get in and approach. But yeah, he didn't last too long. So I think they would have been a bit better off to sort of go under and then try and use the ramps to sort of out and around this way. Potentially, it does take a little bit more work, but what they could have done though, because they did go under, as I sort of said, they could have taken Theta, Sigma, and Kappa. If they just were a little bit more patient, they could have run the cap control game, and then that would have forced Goons, who would have had Epsi and Gamma here, to either sort of send a mech around here to Kappa, or even outside and around to Sigma. Now, by doing that, if you're sending one or two mechs around, you actually got one or two mechs that are not in the fight, and at that point, when the cap points start capping, you know, SROT could send their assassin out and around here to dislodge mechs, again out and around this way to dislodge mechs, create distractions, all sorts of stuff, and SROT maybe could have then maneuvered into the brawl a little bit better, but it didn't quite happen.
I completely agree. If you're going to play the brawl game on this map for whatever reason, the only place that gives you a real advantage is Theta. So if you're not making some use of that, then I don't really know what the point of your strat is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were trying to achieve there.
I don't think SROT knew either.
No, a little bit of higgledy-piggledy Now, these guys are pretty quick, so I'm going to move into this one really, really quickly. Canyon Conquest, flank engagement drop 2, 2, 2, and 2. So this is the more spread of all the drops. 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 assaults, and 2 heavies. Mix of any, 1 chassis again, 1 duplicate allowed. The bonus is to destroy the heavy and assault mechs, so taking out all of thy tonnage. Alright, what do you reckon we're going to see? Because I'll quickly roll through this one because it looks like goons are locked in.
SROT has pushed every drop, so I think we'll just see them push around the MRBC corner. It's the most common push strat on this map. It's not a particularly good one. Goons have shown they're a bit more flexible, so we'll probably see some kind of brawl mechs up front. I don't know if they want to receive down the like Echo 5, Delta 5 spot. Either way, we'll probably see some brawl with some Overwatch, or probably more DACA actually than brawl, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yep. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think the goons, like you said, depends where they're going to set up. Like you said, again, they could control some caps here. You know, SROT could dictate a little bit of the fight if they can take Theta early, hit Kappa, and nudge Sigma. They can essentially chill at MRBC just a little. Get the goons to move.
Look, they definitely could for caps, but they haven't on any of these drops. I don't think we're going to see anything like that.
No.
The question is where SROT's going to push and where goons are going to receive.
Yep.
I think it's probably going to be around this MRBC corner, but maybe goons will want to play Radio Tower. I know a lot of teams like it. I don't think it's quite great for this kind of push, but we'll see.
You can also, I was just going to do in the red there, you can come through sort of around, I've seen brawls come around this way as well. Like they send sort of the mediums, the sort of the quicker mechs around that way to dislodge that firing line, while the bigger boys come around the back, around the side, I guess, of Delta 5. So that is another something that I've seen. Again, if they're set up at Radio Tower, it does make it a little difficult. Again, you get noticed fairly easily, but or you can even cut in through there and drop a quick assassin in the mix or something like that. Can definitely cause a few problems. Nonetheless, the drop is underway already, so, well, let's have a look. What do we have?
So we definitely have a brawl from this side. We have Griffins, we have Shadowhawks, duped Mad Cats, Orion, so they're going to push, and I'm pretty certain they're going to push around MRBC because the bulk of their weight is by Junkyard.
Okay, so the Mad Cats here for SROT are actually ranged. On both occasions. They are not brawly at all. Interesting, I'm not sure what they're... And neither is their night gear, so SROT. SROT are not gonna out and out brawl here. This is gonna be interesting.
I don't know, those Orions and the Shadowhawk are moving fast. The mechs that aren't straight brawl are most likely just Overwatch for it, because they figured they couldn't get it in range.
Yeah, because we've got the 2 Mad Cat ones here from SROT, are heavy, large, mediums, and Gauss. So, interesting choice. Although Severonis goes around a corner and comes back around the corner, 13% less better off for his efforts, which probably wasn't the best corner to go around. And now he's down at 82% because these other guys, they're watching and they're waiting. The goons are very much aware where these guys are. Number 0 with the 2 Gauss 4 ER large is actually significantly outranging on trades, so he's definitely winning. Oh, geez, that strike there! I just caught the end of it. Smack Grey Fox and Severonis. They are now quite low percent-wise. I think Severonis is open. He's orange. Oh, there's another strike coming down on these guys. Oh no, this is gonna hurt. Uh-oh. Oh no, it missed. Shit, that's lucky. Oh no, Severonis' CT open already, so he's got to be very, very careful. He's in some deep trouble already. Number 0, not too bad, 80%.
Lights out and the Shadowhawk peeking up and deciding doesn't want any of that as he gets ER large from Radio Tower. They're gathering on this corner and they're probably going to push, but I think it's too late already. They've bled a lot of health.
Yeah, there's definitely some risky percentages here already. Now they're spreading out. Now where are the lights for these guys? Where are they? Oh, see, Cypher's pinned down there by the goon lights actually. Severonis is done. He's done. He knows he's done. So he's got to be very careful. Metafox is into Mechanic at the moment. Just needs to land some shots. Nemesis in the Orion has struggled.
Goons have this mislinks and the Assassin coming in behind this SROT push.
I've just
They're
zoomed
gonna
out.
Up. All these mechs open, it's over.
Yeah, now
Fox actually turned around and ran away.
Oh yeah. So Frag is going to go down over here. The mediums have gone for SROT to chase the range guys, and then at the same time leaving the SROT assaults, and then the SROT assaults have been cleaned up by the goons. So a bit of a trade for trade on tonnage there, and SROT coming out not the better for it, having taken a lot of damage early, and a couple of mechs open, leaving those lights with the machine guns to come in and really clean up. Night Gear Cypher is still alive. Where's Metacanic? He took a decent couple of hits. Oh, he's nearly one-touch CT. Like, one good alpha would drop Metacanic, and this didn't look like that. I think it was the Shadowhawk or the Griffin. The Griffin from Metafox didn't quite get enough damage into Metacanic to sort of finish that off. And we got Piper here in the Firestarter, who's got his leg amputated and had his other one turned into a leg of ham and quickly cured and eaten. That's it. There we go.
SROT is content on pushing, but their pushes are so slow. They're not in range before they lose a mech, and then the next one is almost down by the time they get to shoot, and it is not working. I don't know if they're not scrimming or they haven't practiced these strats, but these are the things that should have been pretty obvious in practice.
They got out mech lab there too with the Mad Cats. The Goon guys having Gauss ER large versus heavy large lasers on the SROT side. So you're getting outranged by some 400 or 500 meters every time you trade. Which is a lot. Like, that is a lot of range. Okay, they're a little bit hotter, but that is a lot of range to be losing. Run us through the damage numbers. What do we have?
That Orion from Nemesis, 95 damage. The Shadowhawk, 127. So we have low numbers from the first two brawlers again. They're just throwaway mechs at this point. From Goons, we have the Mad Cat. Had a good game, 720 damage. The Night Gear, 606. So
yeah, that was the ER large
570. So their assaults had a fun time.
ER large at work there for.
You get upset in chat.
Yeah, look, ER large there for number 0, definitely doing his work. Every time he was shooting, he was doing some pretty much maximum effective damage. So, you know, that's what, 60, 70 points of damage every single time you pull that trigger. So that's what you want. You want to be combat effective, and sometimes some teams lose a little bit of the games in the mech lab. Alright, flicking over to map strat quickly, because I don't think these guys are going to take too long to get into drop 5.
So SROT actually set up a fairly standard positions for this map. Kind of position you'd actually see from a more rangy team, I'd say, with that hill particularly by Alpha Spawn being a kind of control point. They had their Lights grab Kappa, their Mix and Bravo Spawn grabbing Sigma beforehand, and then they had these Brawl mediums kind of stall out around Epsilon for a while. Not really doing much, while the Mad Cats lost a lot of trades sitting on this rock.
Yeah, I think they were talking 15% each, or something like that, per mech.
Meanwhile, for Goons, you had the ER Large Hunchback sitting up on Radio Tower. Lights, who I believe went round Kappa way, though I wasn't paying too much attention, before coming back round in behind them, with a pretty common receive set up around E5 with Annihilators, Mad Cats, the Annihilator Mad Cat and the 2 Night Gears.
Is there an Annihilator then? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, they had one Annihilator. They're dupes for the Night Gears.
I'm just looking at the game sort of playing out now. I didn't even realise. There you go. I just was totally oblivious to that one. Next one. Ooh, okay. What do we have next? We have Grim Plexus.
Grim Plexus.
Ooh, now this will be this can be interesting. Grim Plexus on Conquest, it is 2, 0, 2 and 4, being 2 lights, no mediums, 2 heavies, and 4 assaults. This is the big bad boy drop of the night. Max of any one chassis, 1 duplicate allowed, and the bonus here is to destroy all the assault mechs. This is one of these drops that just never lasts very long. Considering the amount of tonnage on the table, this is usually one of the quicker drops, mainly because all the tonnage carries all the weaponry. What do we reckon we're going to see on this one? Or maybe maybe run us through how this map works. Maybe how does this map work?
Typically, the play is fairly obvious range stuff with Team 2 trying to use this mountain and Team 1 trying to use kind of this low ground and the kind of G7 high ground, as they've got 2 kind of firing arcs on each other and they poke and trade and slowly bleed out into either side of this. That's how it usually plays out. I think this is actually a really, really bad way to play this map. We used to call this hill up at, you know, by F5, F6, that sort of area, retard bait hill, sorry for the term, but because it's just not a particularly good spot to trade from, and it completely ignores how the caps are played out. This map is actually pretty symmetrical on Conquest, with cut right down the middle. Oh, my thing is bugged out.
Oh, that happens.
And generally, I think playing for Epsilon side works out better with these 2 side caps as your objective, but I don't think we'll see that. I think we'll see that typical trade strat we're talking about with people up here and people over here.
See, for me, this map, I draw it like this, right? Bang, straight down the middle. Okay, so that's not exactly straight, but you've got essentially 4 caps out here that you can use. So if you're not that worried about it, and essentially you can control, say, Epsi through here, and then you can send a mech out here to control down that way. Again, you can have a mech out here that can easily control down that way. You can control the map fairly easily from sort of that Epsilon, kind of that corner, and I've seen a few teams do that in a few other divs lately actually as well, so that up the high point of that F8 G8 ridge, and any team that sort of comes in through either sort of Fox 7 or G7, you can't get angles. Like, you're just getting slaughtered coming through here or here, or even up through here, to try and get that, dislodge them out of Epsilon. So, and if you don't, and you say you've got 1 ER large mech, well, let me sort of say out here, just keeping that Sigma sort of pinned, and 1 sort of out here. Again, you only need to be tickling them with one laser at a time to stop them from capping. All of a sudden, you've given yourself a really, really easy to control 3 cap that essentially is in this section of the map. Like, when you look at how much is left on the other side, that's a lot of map area to cover and control.
I think the point as well with those sorts of strats is it changes how far, like, the distances on the map. Most people assume this is an ER large map with the 2 positions I was talking about, so they're very rangy, tradey, not particularly high DPS, but if you take an Epsilon side, you can restrict it to about 600 meters, and suddenly anything that pushes on you is likely doing it with ER larges. Well, you can do it with DACA and other more high damage builds.
Things like AC5 would would feature quite well here.
Brutal with an Epsilon strat, but I don't think that's what we're going to see. I don't think either team has really shown us anything kind of outside the box or outside the norm, so we'll probably see the large strat, which is unfortunate, but as I said, I don't think that's how this map should be played.
Interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what is playing out as we are underway. Well, not quite underway, but nearly there. So, just doing the old load in, and after this, we'll just jump over to the MRBC Discord, mate, and we'll get a few of the guys in there. They're going to be in there for a bit of a chat. Alright, just waiting patiently. Alright. We have loaded in. Go and find the SROT drop site, which I think is over here. Yep. And we wait and see. Alrighty, what do you have for Goon side? Ooh, okay.
So Goons is actually more Daka heavy. They've got a Mauler and an Annihilator, with the Annihilator being their dupe. So we're probably not going to see the large game happening. Maybe I was wrong. They've got the Dragon 5N, Nightgear with Daka. They're all Daka.
Oh, so someone looks like they've discoed, but the other guys have come back because they got a little bit too excited. But for Grey Fox, we've got ER Large. Stephen Grindal, we have ER Large. The lights are close range to Wolfhound and the Firestarter again.
SROT does have a Brawling Orion, though.
Okay, we've got a Brawling Orion. Got a linebacker, which is 6 SRM6 and 1 heavy medium laser. Geez, that's interesting. 8 medium pulse Mad 2C, and the other Mad 2C is 9 medium pulse. So that's interesting. So some long range and some brawl. Okay, interesting.
I am really curious to see how this plays out, because neither team is built like I would expect for kind of standard play. And with SROT's deck being this weird half-half thing going on. I'm worried for SROT, because those Orions have not been working for them, but we'll see. Also note, spawn-wise, Goons are mainly to the left side of the map, so we're probably not seeing Epsi play either. They've ignored Alpha Spawn, which is the closest to Epsilon.
Yeah, I think what we're going to see is the Goons move up with a lot of those AC2s. I think they're going to move up to Epsi. It's going to be a slow wander up there, of course, but although you could do this with AC5s.
Basically as far away as possible. I don't think they'll see them do it. I think they're going to try something else. I don't know what else, but
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see which path the Goons sort of come up and through here. Especially because the ER Large for SROT is on the far side of the map too. Like, it's on the Kappa side, not the Sigma side. And they're going to be the slower mechs compared to the Marauder 2Cs, which are going to be pretty quick. Alright, we're off and running. There's a bit of confusion here on the Goon side as to which way they're going. Number 0 has decided he's heading in the wrong direction and needs to come back. Okay.
Goons are all shifting over to the Kappa side. It's a long walk for them too.
Yeah, this is a very, very long walk. Good lord. I would have expected them to come up through the centre towards Theta, because with Annie's, this is going to take a while. So normally, okay, I tell a lie. I said this drop is normally the fast one. This is going to be 3 minutes before anyone starts fighting at this rate, because no one's going to be able to see the other guy for 3 or 4 minutes. Oh, Nemesis eats an arty strike. 2 arty strikes. So Nemesis has just eaten 2 artillery pellets whilst trying to nab Theta. His mate comes in to help him and finishes that off. Right, okay, so SROT is setting up on the right-hand side of the Fox 6 hill. I am somewhat... you know what? I have no idea what's going on right now. I'm not sure what either team is trying to do, because we've got the Mad 2Cs and stuff going up to Epsi out the back here. And Goons are still... They're still 3 or 4 minutes away from the fight. They're still 3 minutes away. Yeah. Shit. You got any idea, man, what's happening right now? I'm very confused.
I'm confused, but Goons have to push up that 5 line, right? That's got to be their play, is just to push up on the side with a slightly worse line of sight and brawl their ER large mechs up there. But for the life of me, like, this is
This is going to take a while. Sorry, viewers. We're just casually just sort of chilling out. You know, you can go watch some Netflix for 2 or 3 minutes if you want, because it's probably going to be about that long before we see much more action going on here. Grey Fox sticks his nose up. He gets hurt. Stephen Grendal is probably going to have to realise that he can't stay there much longer. Okay. BP Raven is
bad news for SROT as well. Those ER large mechs need to be out trading the kind of Daka Gauss stuff and get damage on as soon as possible, and they're not.
Yeah, they're not.
They are losing trades. Like, by the time X get on, not only are they going to be lower health, like, but they've lost all their potential to, you know, gain a lead.
So we've got SROT just over here, that are kind of chasing G0ON solo and a commando, which probably isn't going to end that well. But the problem is now, they're on the other side of the map to the Grey Fox and Steven. So I can only assume that SROT here are trying to play a cap strat to win. That's
well,
what
they are about to get a 4 cap.
It's definitely what it's looking like now. It's becoming a little bit more evident that they're kind of just running the map and using those 2 ER large guys as, well, as bait, I guess. Because, you know what? These Annies and Mauler and that, they're too slow. They are... These mechs from SROT across the board are actually going to be quicker to traverse the map and to hold caps no matter what.
Quicker, but not... they can't hold caps, not like this.
Oh, they won't win a fight, no.
Already.
But they don't need to win a fight at the moment, because look at the caps, 69 to 300.
Outmaneuver these guys as well. If goons can push the center of this map, they can control the majority of the caps.
True.
These assaults are going to get picked right now. We have Stephen Grendel down at 66 damage and taking fire. We have this Supernova trying to cross the open, and he's just getting shredded. He'll go down in seconds.
Yep, he's going.
So they're already going to be 2 mechs down, and like this is not a fast drop. It's not like they've brought a whole bunch of pseudo lights and can outrun goons. Like they have the same number of lights. They're just in a really bad spot right now.
So goons have kind of realised they don't need to be chasing Steven. They need to get those Annies back to, again, that centre point of the map. Grey Fox is dead. Dear Monarch just standing still there. He doesn't even need to move. Oh, and Grendal goes down too. I just missed that kill. He was nearly done on the CT, so...
So we are at 400 caps right now. SROT is going to try and take Epsi, but it's not going to work. They've got Overwatch on Epsi. They can deny that cap for as long as they want. Yep,
Epsi's covered now, so Frag's got that well and truly covered. Man 2C versus
They're about
Annie.
to lose 3 more mechs from SROT.
Yep. So we've got BP coming around the left-hand side here. Frag coming up through the centre, and where we've got Frag through the centre, and Dear Monarch on the right of my screen. So Cards is about to get UAC'd, although BP Raven...
Oh, that dragon is getting wrecked.
He just got medium pulsed, and he's LFE, so he's now stuffed, and SROT kind of sends blood. They probably shouldn't necessarily both be chasing him, because at the moment,
they're
Cypher...
going to heat doing this and get pushed on by this Annihilator and Nightshare.
The problem is Cypher in the Orion, again, has not had a good game, a good night. Well, they've got the dragon down, but they're going to kind of turn around, and if they do turn around, which is what they're not doing, which is probably the best thing for them right now, they're about to face a whole pile of UAC 2s and AC 2s and all sorts of stuff.
So we are above 500 caps now.
The caps are still climbing, and you know what? We've got a little light fight going on. William Asher, Piper, Nemesis, and G0ON solo. And oh, William Asher's lost the leg. He's thrown. The thrower has thrown. He's thrown his mech away by the look of this. He's done. He's done. And SROT are going to win this light fight over here, even though Piper goes down.
Oh, Piper is down, yeah.
Piper's down, but they should be able to do this. Come on, SROT,
that
focus.
Wolf needs to stay alive, and I don't think he can. He's just running around in circles.
Oh, sorry,
he's not putting any fire down.
I thought Asher had lost the leg, but he's lost his arms. He would have just about lost his weapons then. Yeah, he has. He's only got 4 medium pulse left.
And the Wolfhound gets the leg. This could have been a huge win for SROT right there, but even with the 3v2, they haven't come out of this particularly well. A leg light in this kind of match is dead.
Yeah,
but we are now at 630 caps.
They've lost their fast
mech. We really need to see D-caps go out now.
Yep. So the other fight is going on over here with these guys.
Goons does have a Mad Cat going to Sigma, so that will get decapped.
They're trying to finish off Mechanic here, right? If they can get him, which they can, because 2 medium pulse mechs should be able to CT that guy in one go if you can aim. Yep, they get him. So Cards is done on a torso here, which is not a major problem. He's still going to be slightly quicker than the Annies, but again, they're just defending Gamma to keep flicking these caps over. And that's all they need to do.
They only need to buy like another, what, 25 seconds or something?
20 seconds.
Even if they get that decap off on Sigma, yeah, it is.
It's done. They've got it.
SROT to pull out the cap win, yeah.
Now, what Nemesis should be doing here in his light is he should be staying right next to Kappa, right? He needs to be sacrificing that mech. That should be his job to sacrifice. So where he is, he's
actually below line of sight. He can pop up whenever he wants and just graze this guy.
He needs to get in there though. He's legged. This is the problem. But it doesn't matter.
See, the commando pulls off.
Yep. That doesn't matter. He got it. There you go. SROT for the cap win. Whew. Well, I did. If you told me this was coming at the start of the map, at the start of the game, there is absolutely no way in hell I would have believed it. Good lord.
Oh, Cypher. My boy, you need to stop bringing that Orion. 8 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cap win, so a win's a win, but that is rough.
That is, oh wow. So no bonus for anybody this time around because I'll run us through the damage quickly just while I fill out the scorecard here.
So we have Savronis with 79 damage, and then otherwise those Marauder 2Cs being the bulk of the damage from SROT. From Goons, the Nightshade and the Annihilator pulling 505 damage and 639. Some solid performers there, but because there wasn't that much fighting in this, like, there's not much to say here.
Well, I'll flick over to the map strat just while I try and get these. Yeah, I'll flick over to the map strat just while I try and get these guys onto onto Discord and sort that side of it out. So yeah, feel free.
Okay, far out. Oh, so we had SROT take 2 large mechs up to this hill up at F5, F6 and trade down the 5 line for the good first couple of minutes of this match. Meanwhile, they had a Brawl Lance move to Epsilon, cap that, Sigma, and Gamma pretty much uncontested. Meanwhile, had the slowest push in the world.
Oh my god, dude. This was just, oh wow. Like that I reckon that ate nearly 4 minutes of the game there, I think.
At least, yeah. They had their assault spawn Bravo as well, so like they had to come all the way around. It wasn't like they had them in their quick spawn in Charlie. Like they got their spawns wrong, did it slowly, and came up on this really weird angle where they just didn't have any caps. If they'd come up the Epsilon side, this would have looked completely different. Have to hand it to SROT though. I don't think they came into this planning for a cap strat. I think that was a reaction to what went on, and it was the right call.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to ask them actually. I think you're right. I don't believe they planned to come in and do that. I think they were expecting a fight at Epsi and going to use those ER large mechs sort of up that Fox 6 to, you know, sort of pin them through sort of Hotel 6, Golf 7 as they moved in. But yeah, again, that didn't happen. So what do? You know, you adjust.
I think Goons got cocky on it. They didn't plan this out. They figured SROT would just push into him again. You know, they've done it every drop so far. Why not this one? And it didn't happen.
It definitely did not happen. Not at all. Like, yeah, I would definitely have. If I was going to send my Annies, you would have sent your Annies around this way, like to get them into the fight, or not necessarily the fight, at least into the map early, somewhat. Send a quicker mech around that sort of G5 area if you have to, but yeah, that took a lot of time from Goons, and lost a lot of map control because of it. Now, just wait for these guys to appear on Discord, which they have not yet. So if they don't, we might well just be cutting this short. We'll wait and see. But yeah, wow.
Oh, something tells me Goons are too attention-seeking to miss an interview.
Really? Oh, what would have made you thought about that? Oh, wow. okay. So let me we'll run back over the final placings and all that sort of stuff from this game. Now, what do we have? We have Goons at 5-0 against SROT, 1650 rep, I believe, if I'm doing the calculations correctly, and SROT with 300 rep. So, whilst that doesn't have super interesting implications for Goons, it does for SROT, because that lands them in a nice solid third, and they play Davion in a couple of days. So if Davion come out and put up an absolute cracker of a game, they can still pinch third spot off SROT. So SROT did not earn a hell of a lot of rep. They probably needed to take an extra, probably an extra 200 or 300 rep to really smash their position home on that leaderboard, but it's going to be tight. It's got that third and fourth place game is actually going to be pretty damn good, I reckon. So be watching out for that one. I haven't seen.
I'll tell you what, SROT, if you switch off the ball, you very well might pull off a great game next time.
Yep. Take the Orion out. Just pick a different mech. It just hasn't gone that well.
Take it behind the shed and shoot it. It's.
That said, Davion play a very different style game to Goons too. So. We're watching a few of those games. It could be very, very, very interesting how that's going to roll out. But we'll wait and see. Like everything, we'll wait and see. Although I'm not casting that one. When is that game? That is tomorrow, guys. That is tomorrow at same time, same place. RJ is doing that one, so yeah, make sure you tune in for that. I think that is going to be an absolute cracking game. It will be the deciding game of Division B by the look of things, or very close to it. So we'll wait and see. Wait and see. That said, no one has shown up for an interview here, so no one wants any glory. No one wants any gloating or interviewing, so we're pretty much just going to round it out here.
That's a shame, because I would love to talk to both teams about that last drop.
Yeah, I really wanted to know what the hell was going on.
What they were thinking going into that.
Yeah, I you know what? I have no idea. I have no clue whatsoever. Oh no, one has appeared. One has appeared. So we'll wait and see if we can get both teams in here, and we'll do something about that. But good heavens above, like, yeah, not sure. Not sure. All right, I'm gonna flick over to Discord. Give me 1 sec, mate. Alrighty. Welcome, Mr. Frag. We don't have anyone from SROT at the moment. Good games tonight. Well played.
Yeah, GG's. They took us by surprise in Job 5. Yeah, give them that one.
Yeah, what the hell happened there, mate? But that's probably the, not trying to be rude or anything, but definitely the most interesting drop that we have seen in a little while, and certainly the match of tonight. I was like, what the hell was going on there? What were you guys thinking, and what were you trying to do, and what were they thinking?
Well, I keep telling myself, like, you know, not to watch the enemy's videos and just play the match out of me. And a few of my guys kept watching all SRT's VODs, like, they do nothing but brawl, they do nothing but brawl. So I finally got in my head to, like, play her on that. And that's what we intended to do in Job 5, and we got hard countered because they played her on that and didn't go brawl. So props to them.
The funny thing is they did have brawl. Like,
yep, they had lots of brawl.
They went
why the 5-line
smirking? They well, we hoped they would try to smirk down the F7 G7, like, is the typical push, and we'd have like dock and stuff. We could just tear him a new one. It just fell short. I think the big thing that messes up was taking the wrong initial caps. I probably should have sent the lights to grab Gamma and Epsi. But yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, we were trying to work out why the Annihilators were going all the way around the longest part of the map from the Bravo sort of spawn point. It was just confusing us. So yeah.
Yeah, I realized that a little too late. I probably should. As soon as I saw they were going for caps, I should have just told everyone to cut straight across Theta and go for the F8 hill, or 7 F8. Really.
Yeah, yep. Well, yeah. That last drop, wow, yeah, okay. I'm still a bit perplexed by it, to be honest. I'm kind of a little bit sort of stumped for words.
Yeah, same here. It's frustrating to lose like that, but I mean, you gotta give it to them. They did it well.
I don't think they set out to play the cap game, though. Like, I think
they did. They were all over the place. I think they intended to drag us out really wide.
True, true. I mean, I think they came to maybe control the caps to try and draw you guys in a little bit, but like those Marauder 2Cs and Orion stuff, they were all like chilling together pretty tight, like the entire time. So yeah, it was interesting. I think once they realised they had like a 4 cap, it was like, oh well, shit, we're going to use that now. You know, like
I think
we're that far up that quickly.
You accidentally gave us the win, by the way. It should have been their win.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it should be 4-1, not 5-0.
Oh. Sorry, it wasn't 5-0. Yes, sorry, 4-1. My bad.
Yeah, we actually lost.
the rep. Now the rep is a little bit different there. Oh yeah, shit. Whoops. I made a minor mistake there. But that's okay. The chat's going berserk at me, and it'll fix it up in about 4.5 minutes when it finally catches up, and everyone can chill out and relax. And well, sorry about that. But that actually makes it quite interesting then, because Sky Rangers get a little bit extra rep, so they're going to sit a little bit more above Davian. Davian and Strikeforce really need to bring their A game now. That is a decent amount of rep increase. So, interesting.
I don't think we haven't mathematically won the division yet, if I'm not mistaken. I think we have to wait and see how
no, you have.
How SRT's match goes out tomorrow.
No, you've won. You've definitely won that division, mate. I'm telling you right now. Looking at it, you've won. Yep.
SRT still does have 2 more matches, huh? So, I mean,
they do, but looking at the rep points, there's no mathematical way they can do it with you guys just earning 1450 on that one. Not possible. So well done for Division B win to you and your team, the fresh meme unit out of a random Discord. Very well done, very well done. You got anything else to sort of put out there before we round out this call?
Nothing other than good games, SRT. We're excited to see what you guys do on the 22nd. Oh, and haha.
No worries. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, have a good night.
Alrighty. Thanks for joining me, mate. You got anything else to round out with? Because, yeah, that pretty much sums up what Drop 5 was, and that was definitely what we needed to find out. What in God's name was going on right there?
I mean, I still disagree with him. I don't think there was a cap shot. I think that was a split push with the EL Arch and the hill to bait them into that usual spot and then come around the side. But either way, interesting drops. I was not expecting that last one. It was good cast with it.
Yeah, I'm still shocked. I'm still a bit like, oh, what the, WTF about that. So, yep.
Look, I'm still half asleep, and then that happens.
Yeah, I know, right? It makes it definitely makes it a little interesting. So, awesome, mate. Thank you for joining me again. It's been very, very good fun. Very, very good fun indeed. So, yeah, look, thank you all viewers as well for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We had some really, really good views and a buttload of chat going on tonight. So it's been amazing. I keep saying tonight for all the US people. It's bloody lunchtime for me. But yeah, no, look, thanks for all tuning in, and see you all next time. Well, tomorrow. This same place, same time, just a different face. Not as cute and as beautiful as mine, unfortunately. Sorry, RJ. Just don't have the chin that I have. But anyway, thank you for joining me again, mate, and see you next time, hopefully.
Yep. Peace.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys, and yeah, enjoy your day, whatever you are up to. See you later.